I am so excited to show you the new palette from Cosmic Brushes that is going to be launching on the 25th of July. The Smoulder palette. So Cosmic Brushes very kindly sent me this palette and I'm going to do 2 looks with it for you today, and all of the information about the launch and everything should be in the description box below because I'm not 100% sure at the moment what the price is going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be a similar price to the previous palettes from Cosmic, but this is the gorgeous colour story inside. There is definitely a ridiculously shifty shade in this and it's down here called Ignite. I can't even tell you the amount of shades that I can see as I move this palette around and it's reflecting, because it is just, it goes from like a bright blue to green to pink to all sorts of colours, so that is extraordinary. Also Embers looks to be a shifty shade as well. There's a lot of neutrals in this, there's some pinks, there's a black, and there's some more sort of grey leaning cool tones. Now if you're familiar with Cosmic Brushes, you will know they're a UK based indie brand and they are one of my favourites, if not my favourite. And they did come out with 2 neutral palettes previously called Cool Trolls and Neutrals. And I feel like Cool Trolls, which is this one, if it had a baby with Neutrals, which is this one, and I've even hit pan on a shade in here, I don't hit pan in eyeshadow palettes, then Smoulder would be the little baby of the group. I feel like it's a nice addition to their neutral range because they have a lot of bright, colourful, vivid eyeshadow palettes which I absolutely adore, but it's also important to cater for everybody and some people want neutrals, and this is neutrals. But again, with the other 2 palettes, what I said when I reviewed them was they're interesting enough for a colour lover like me to want to use them, because as I said, Neutrals is probably my favourite neutral palette from Cosmic, and the shade Chic I've hit pan on and it's just, I mean, there's a huge dent in looks as well. Like, it's an incredible palette, so I definitely still appreciate the neutrals that Cosmic do because their formula is just incredible. If you know, you know. And if you are planning on picking up this palette or anything else from the Cosmic Brushes website, I do have a code to save you some pennies that is affiliated, so thank you so much. It really helps my channel if you do use my code. Let's dive in to the close-ups and swatches. And one of the many reasons that I absolutely love Cosmic Brushes is not just the amazing, like incredibly amazing formula in their eyeshadow palettes, it's the thought that goes behind the colour stories, because each of the palettes has depth, they have light shades, midtones, a mixture of different types of shimmer and metallic formulas, which is something that I look for when I'm wanting to purchase or review an eyeshadow palette. I really like the variety that Cosmic offers. So again, with this palette we do have light, depth, interesting shades, shifty shades. So I thought for the first look I would just go for what drew me straight away in the palette, and that was obviously the shade Ignite because, like I say, it's a ridiculously shifty, delicious shade and I want to see how it looks on my lid. So I was thinking as well, I'm probably going to use the black because I love using a black in an eyeshadow palette, and this one looks like, I haven't swatched this as you're seeing it, this one looks like a very interesting formula. It doesn't look like the others. It looks different. How many times can I say that in a weird way? So what I'm thinking is deepen up with the black, definitely use the shade Ignite, and maybe use Charisma and Spontaneous, because although they are on the grey side, I don't know if it's just my eyes, but it's sort of like a greeny blue to it as well. You know? Okay, so I'm going to start out with the shade Spontaneous, which is this one down here, and then blend it out with Charisma. So Spontaneous going on first, and I will build on top of this with that black shade to deepen it up, but I'm using quite a big fluffy-ish brush from Cosmic Brushes. Their brushes are incredible, by the way, if you didn't know. And I'm just going to start pressing this into the outer corner on both eyes, because why would I just do it on one? And I want this look to be bold, dramatic, intense, pretty much like most of the looks on my channel, to be fair. I'm not going to take it all the way to near the inner corner. I'm just going to stop like right about here. I don't typically gravitate towards grey leaning shades. However, like I say, I don't feel like I can just see grey in this matte shade. Like I said, I don't know if it's my eyes, it could potentially be my eyes, but there's kind of like a bluey to it, which interests me a little bit more. And that's just a preference thing with greys, I think. I know some people absolutely love grey eyeshadow, but that is looking smouldery. And as soon as I saw the name for the palette, the first thing that popped into my head, I'm sorry, I can't be the only one that thought of Flynn Rider. Tell me that I'm not the only one. I absolutely love Tangled as well, so that just brought a little smile to my face. The Smoulder. Okay, so that's smouldering nicely, and then I'm going to use the shade Charisma, like I said, just to blend out that previous shade. And I'm using quite a big fluffy brush because I don't want to pack too much on, because this is just going to be more of like a light dusting to blend out the edges. And for some reason with this Charisma shade, I can see a little bit of green in the matte as well. Again, people might just look at this and think, that just looks grey, Kerry. And yeah, you're probably right, but to my eyes, I can definitely see a tinge of green in the shade Charisma. Oh, it's just the blend with the matte shades from Cosmic, absolutely effortless. One of the reasons that I love them. It's just so pigmented, but so easy to work with. Like, the formula is just probably my favourite matte formula to work with. And I've tried a lot of formulas and quite a lot of eyeshadow at this point. Okay, I'm going to go into the black, which is called Chemistry. I'm showing you the black. It's a black eyeshadow, I mean. Oh gosh, that looks pigmented. Oh my gosh, I'm tapping off my brush. Oh heck. Let's just, I've tapped off quite a lot. Okay, it's not as scary as I once thought. But yeah, as soon as I dipped it, like the pigment that picks up from that shade is holy moly. And I don't want to use too much black, she says, still packing more on. Okay, the blend of this now dramatic smoky eye is exquisite. I kind of make no sense when I review Cosmic palettes because I'm just too excited and have too much fun when I'm using the palettes, but I feel like that speaks volumes. So if I'm not making sense at any point, I'm sorry about that, but this is just a little piece of happiness trying a new Cosmic palette. Okay, going back into that blending shade I used, Charisma, and I think I want to sort of pack that now rather than using it to blend on the edge and lead that toward the inner corner, because I like the contrast in depth between that super deep outer corner and then a lighter inner corner. And then for the shade Ignite. Pink, blue, yellow, gold, green. And I am just going to plop this over the majority of the lid because with a shade this stunning, how can I not? And then tapping back over the edge of the shimmer. And then I might put, would I put a shimmer in my inner corner as well? I don't often do that, but I could. Should we use a little bit of the shade Swoon? It looks like, because I haven't swatched this palette yet, it looks a little bit like it might be a toppery shade and it can be a little bit sheared out. Let's just add a little bit. Holy moly! It's a little bit more intense than I thought it was going to be. I mean, wow. That is insanely sparkly. It's like stars in a night sky. If you put that on top of that black matte. Okay. So So this is what we're looking like right now. I'm going to jump off and finish up and stick on some Cosmic lashes because they are my favourite lashes to use. Probably put a black in the waterline and see how smouldery we are at the end. I am feeling the smoulder. I may have been converted back to grey eyeshadow because the way that this looks, I'm sorry, but I don't know why I have avoided grey leaning shadows for so long, but the combination of the grey with that shimmer on the lid and then that intense star-like shimmer on the inner corner. Some dramatic lashes. These are the Megan lashes from the TikTok shop of Cosmic Beauty / Cosmic Brushes. Still not quite sure where the name is at this moment because I know there's a transition period from one to the other, but it's just so sultry, full of smoulder, and it's dramatic exactly like I wanted. So please let me know what you think to this look because this, believe it or not, is more out of my comfort zone than the bright, colourful, crazy looks that I do, but I'm absolutely obsessed with this. Is this going to be a grey era for me? Is it going to be 50 Shades of Grey going forward? So I used 4 of the shades on the bottom row to create this look and the one up here for the inner corner, but really the standout star of the show is that special reflective shimmery metallic that's on the lid that just in different lighting will bounce lots of different colours. It's just incredible. Hopefully I've done it justice when you saw the swatches, but sometimes it's just one of those things that you can't really capture how awesome it is until you see it in person for yourself. But yeah, this is look number 1. Let's go to look number 2. So this time I'm thinking I'm going to use the pinky purpley shades on the top row, and the other shimmer that really called to me in this palette is called Embers, and it's this one here. So I'm thinking maybe a sort of halo eye look with that shimmer in the middle could be really nice. So I think I'm going to start out with the shade, I think I'm going to start out with the shade Intimate, which is this one here. And I'm just going to pack that in the outer and inner corners and then maybe all the way across through the crease as well, leaving that little gap in the middle for the shimmer. This is a beautiful soft pink, but still really nicely pigmented, and the edges are blending effortlessly. Okay, now that shade's down, I'm going to go into the lighter shade next to it called Shy, which is this one here, just to blend out those pink edges. I don't really want to pack it on, and because it's a little bit lighter, it'll probably overtake a little bit what's underneath, but I'll go back and reblend, and then I'm going to deepen up, probably with, I'm tempted to use the black, I can't lie, I'm tempted, but I'm probably going to deepen up with one of the deeper browns. Okay, looking thoroughly pink now, I'm going to deepen up with the shade, I think I'm going to go in with Sultry, which is this brown here. I'm just going to start to pack that on the outer and inner corners and try not to let it overtake everything that I've already placed down, which I mean is a real struggle sometimes for me, to be honest. Sometimes the brush, it just wants to run away with me. And I might even deepen up a bit further with the black at the end. Okay, then going into a little bit of the black because I like as much drama and depth as possible. Just adding a real tiny amount to the inner and outer corner. And I will blend that in, but you can already see the drama that it's creating. Okay, this is definitely a trust the process look, so I hope you're trusting the process with me. But the shade Embers, oh, it is such a gorgeous, okay, I'm seeing yellow, gold, and pink and peach in this. And I'm just going to place that down. Oh my, the shift in this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That is so beautiful. It's actually a little bit breathtaking. That is, I cannot stop trying to describe this for some reason and failing miserably. I have placed it a little bit over the black as well, and as you can see it's a lot more pink there, and then it goes into more of like a golden shade where it's not overlapping the black. It's just unreal. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it like that, to be honest. I was gonna add another shimmer, but no, I'm gonna leave it like this. So I'm gonna jump off and finish it up. Very, very sultry, I feel, in this eyeshadow look. Again, kind of similar to the last one, and I've really, really liked that because it's giving me the feeling of the palette, because it's Smoulder and because it is that sort of sultriness to this palette. I'm really happy that both looks kind of give that impression and make me feel that way. And out of the two, as much as I am obsessed with the shimmer that is on my lid at the moment, I do prefer the first look, which is mind-blowing a little bit to me because it was a lot more grey. This look is obviously a lot more colourful with the pink, but still preferred the first look just slightly. I had no doubt when I knew another Cosmic palette was coming my way that I was going to love it, because their formula and the amount of effort that goes into the colour stories and the way that the shades are chosen, even the way the palettes are laid out, the theming, everything. I mean, there's a reason that they're one of my favourite indie brands, for sure. I think this palette is gonna make all of the neutral lovers that love Cosmic very, very happy, as well as the colour lovers, because you will know, if you are a bright Technicolor lover like myself and you've tried the other neutral palettes from Cosmic, they are just exquisite. They are not just fully neutral. There's definitely different aspects to them that make them that little bit more interesting, a little bit more of a spicy neutral palette, if you know what I mean. And from the shades that I've tried, I can tell that it's the amazing Cosmic quality. I'm not disappointed whatsoever. Another absolutely stunning palette to add to my ever-growing Cosmic collection. Don't forget, this palette does launch on the 25th of July and you can save yourself some pennies if you're ordering on the website and using my code. So I don't know what else to say, guys, because I just feel like every single time I review a Cosmic palette, there's nothing I can say about it that I don't like. I think it makes a lot of sense for the palettes that have already been released. Looking at every single one that's been released as a whole, I feel like the more colour stories come out, the more missing pieces of the jigsaw puzzle are being filled in with the shades and the types of colour stories that are included. But if you're looking for a sexy, smoky eye, smouldery type of palette, I don't think you can go wrong with this one. The price point is always fantastic with Cosmic, the customer service is really, really good, and the formula, you already know what I think about the formula. Absolutely phenomenal. Mattes and shimmers, couldn't be more impressed. You'll have to let me know what you think to both of the looks. Like I say, I do slightly prefer the first one, but I love both of these looks because the shades are just an absolute pleasure to work with. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below which one is your favourite, look one or this one. And don't forget to set your alarms in case you're interested in picking up this palette. Thank you so much for joining me for another video, guys. Always a pleasure to review a Cosmic palette. So happy to have another one in my collection. Let me know what you think and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!